Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. Sign up for a 1-week free trial, no credit card required, for access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Checking in on Twitter, GoPro X, CHK, daily weekly time frame. So Twitter after the earnings reaction. Bears remaining in control. We did see a bounce, but it was rejected by moving average resistances. The bears not going anywhere at this point. And we have a nice inside bar to be watching on Monday. A break of the low of 1652 is bearish, and we'll be looking down at 1627, the next support there. And that is a very key support, because if we lose that level, all the work that the bulls have done over the past 3 months will be eradicated. So in terms of resistance, the bulls have to break 1720 to try and make their way up towards filling this gap, but it's not an easy road ahead. We've got the 100-day moving average, the 200-day moving average. These exponential moving averages are going to be dropping down in this range over the next 2 days. And looking at the weekly time frame, we can see how important that level is of 1627, because if that is lost, we lose our one higher low that we have established coming off the low, trying to change this trend. And it would be a big-time setback if that were to unfold. We'd see a bearish MACD cross. We'd see a bearish TCG cross on the weekly here. A loss of the middle Bollinger Band. We have lost all moving averages back as resistance. So all in all, a huge setback for the bulls. They're still clinging on to a key support, but this week that is in jeopardy. We'll see if the bulls can hold it. So GoPro's still in a tight range, but still bearish. As long as the 50-day moving average of 820 is resistance, and as long as the weekly middle Bollinger Band of 832 is resistance, that will remain the case. So as of right now, I don't like GoPro in either direction. It's pretty choppy, back and forth, and there are some trades to be had there, especially day trading, where we are seeing 20-cent ranges on an $8 stock, which is significant. So watching very close, because the bulls are close to turning things around here on the weekly time frame. You can see we're leveling off a little bit. The Bollinger Bands are extremely tight, and if we do turn this middle Bollinger Band into support, we will be looking for a move back up to $9, which will obviously have some nice gains to it. That's a 10% move from here, but we have to be cautious and patient and not give the bulls any benefit of the doubt. They have to prove to us that they have momentum. X on the daily time frame, we were looking for a bullish entry, and we certainly did not see it, with increased bear volume and completely erasing the bullish reaction to the earnings. So we lost the higher low pattern on the daily. We lost the middle Bollinger Band. That support was 2318 that must hold, and we fell right through it without the bulls putting up much of a fight at all. Closed near the low of the day, so I'm looking at support of 2246 and then all the way down to 2067. So with this big drop, we lost the weekly time frame. We closed back under the 200-week moving average. So that's a big setback, and certainly not game over yet for the bulls. We do have this higher low pattern over the past couple of weeks, with the most recent 2067, that key level that needs to hold. So the bulls have to form a higher low compared to 2067, and we are getting oversold on the hourly time frames, shorter term time frames. So there will be a bounce opportunity, but because we have broken this daily higher low pattern, it's not as clear that the bulls will see a significant recovery. I would be looking for more a short-term oversold bounce on that hourly time frame, rather than looking for this uptrend on the daily time frame to continue at this point. So at the bare minimum, we need to see a bullish reversal candlestick on the daily time frame, close near the low of the day, favoring momentum for the bears. Certainly not ready for a bullish entry yet. CHK, ideally the bulls would have liked to see a stronger close. They did have some really nice follow through. The bull signal was breaking 502, so if you made an entry at 503, we saw a 3% move in just 2 days here. But we are seeing some profit taking. So at this point, if we do consolidate with a red day on Monday, we will have to see a higher low. Ideally, the bulls would like to see a higher low compared to 477 and see this potential trend change continue. So upper Bollinger Band rejecting the price. We've got the bearish spinning top candlestick after a few days of upside, but the bulls made their dent by breaking two resistance levels of 502 and 514. So looking at the weekly time frame, this is the first time we've closed over exponential resistance in a couple months. We're on the verge of a bullish MACD cross and a bullish TCG cross, and at this point, the middle Bollinger Band on the weekly has rejected the last 3 attempts to get over it over the last 4 months. So that's a key level at 526, and then the 100 week after that at 555. So we'll see if the bulls can keep up this higher low, higher high pattern. That being said, we need to take into account here the individual commodities like oil. Natural gas is still weak. It doesn't really have bullish momentum on the daily time frame. Still keeping an eye out for that. Oil has been very strong, and that has helped these bulls significantly, but oil, in my opinion, is due for some consolidation on the daily time frame next week. So if that is the case, we will likely see CHK consolidate a bit as well. So have to keep an eye on those commodities because they do have a significant impact on the short-term direction of a name like CHK that is exposed to these energy commodities. But we are seeing the start of a shift. Just keep in mind this is not a trend change at this point. The weekly time frame, get over the 100 week of 555 and we'll start looking for a trend change, but that's still a 10% move away from here. And at this point, we're just looking for maybe a move up into the 530s or so, and those are still nice gains to the upside. We can see a move up to 530s and still stay in this downtrend. So keep the longer term perspective in mind. Still a long way to go from changing this trend on the weekly time frame, but again, we are shifting in the short term and giving the bulls a little bit of momentum as the energy sector as a whole, with that big tech sell-off on Thursday, did see some influx into the energy sector, and we're going to be keeping an eye out to see where money is shifting around in these sectors. So I appreciate you watching. Have a great rest of your weekend. See you soon.